This week, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about workplace drama. We have a tendency, and I've seen this in organizations where workplace drama occurs, right? And we think it's an emotional thing. Guys, we tend to lean in an emotional thing, and it's really not. When drama is occurring inside of your organization, it's really a structural challenge. And that structural challenge is occurring because you haven't created a system of clarity. Clarity eliminates drama. When we're not clear, we don't have confidence. And we don't have confidence, we make up our own story. So what happens, I'll give you a couple of examples, is when you set expectations and your expectations are vague, people are going to start to guess. They don't know what your expectations really are, so they're going to assume, or they may stall out completely. When your decisions are implied, when you move to implicit decisions, escalation is going to occur. You're going to see your appointments go way up because now you're going to be pulled into every possible conversation that could happen around making decisions. And when you're talking to people and you're communicating with your team and you're avoiding discomfort, those direct conversations that you have to have, interpretation of those conversations replaces intent. You're not being fruitful with the members of your team. And because of that, they start to make up stories. So let me give you some governing principles I think that will help you. I want you to start with communication design. When you think of that, this is a system problem, which means you need design behind it. 3 steps. The very first thing is step 1 is design expectations explicitly. When you know what it is that you're moving for or looking to accomplish, make sure that those expectations are explicit, which also means you need to take the additional step to ensure that have those expectations repeated back to you. Because when your team says, I got it, they don't got it. They don't understand. So understanding is a reciprocal process. So have those expectations repeated back. Make decisions and make the rights around decisions, make those rights visible. When you make them visible, people know the limits to their permission boundaries. It's not about authority. Authority is command and control. What is their permission boundary? What can they decide without having to escalate, bring that decision to someone else, or depending upon the kind of organization, to bring that decision to you? And the last tip is communicate without hedging. This is hard, and we all have a good heart. We have a tendency to think that if I have a tough conversation with someone, I'm going to lose them, or we have our own fear built around it, or we have fear that they're going to misinterpret that conversation. Have communication with your team without hedging. Be direct. Doesn't mean you have to be mean, but be direct with them. Clarity does not have to be harsh in any of these cases. The drama that's occurring inside of your organization is usually caused by ambiguity. And when you remove ambiguity, you eliminate most of the drama. I'm Dolan White. I'm the empowerment guy, and I've been leading teams or teaching leadership now for more than 40 years. And if you're curious on how to implement this system so that you can create clarity in your organization, move your team to a velocity so that you can attain sustainable success, reach out. Happy to have a conversation with you. Again, Dolan White, remember, ambiguity creates drama. Have a great week.